Before I walk into Shirley's Keller, look at that water is there. Oh, that cheers me. Ah, I love it when it comes back. Imagine the that tank with an angle iron welded on right there and on the other side. I'll tell you why later. All right, now I want to build a fence from the corner of the building to the walnut tree out of pallets to match a fence on the far side, which I'll show you later. Those are to be disassembled, really. Here's the gear reduction for that pug mill, 25-to-1, I think it is about. All right, now I didn't sweep this up yet. I usually clean this every day, but I've been leaving the goats. I have to separate them at the moment. There's a couple of them that get thumped around a good bit. But anyway, the pens are working, and it'll be a lot better this winter for the goats than it was last winter. These are the makings of a glass grinder. That very, very heavy roller, we're going to hang it and swing it like a pendulum over grates like that. The firebrick are just there so they don't freeze. This are the parts to a wood splitter. It's actually a bell hinge, but I don't have the bell, so anyway, I just tell you that kind of in passing. There's projects in the making here. It's a very nice place to work now the wind's blowing at the moment in through there, but if I close the other door, this is sunny and it's a real nice place to work. Oh boy, I sort of, if I had this to do over again and I had time, I would have cleaned this up. But now this is the center way. Those are the pens. Oh, here's something to tell you. For these pens, I'm going to experiment. I think it'll work with, in effect, corner cupboards. It'll make the pen stronger, and I need to make a safe place for an animal that's being sort of bullied to be able to hide. Triangular pens, and then I'm also going to make small doorways that little animals can get out of, but big ones not. Right over there is where my chickens usually lay their eggs. I don't know, you probably can't see it, but I see there's an egg in there right now. There's the line shaft and the parts hanging there. Andy and I disassembled them and have them stored. They're going to go up above. I might have time to, or I might think to, I'll probably think to show you that. All right, now I'm going to go in the what will be the warm part of Shirley's Keller. All right, I'm in, this is going to be one of the 3 kitchens that in the next year I'll build. The sinks will be there. Just carry the water in, carry the water out. That's the bake oven, which I haven't used yet. I stopped on that because I learned something that it makes me want to change what I do at the lower part of it. That metal is waiting to make racks for hanging all these cast iron things and other things. I really try to keep away from fire, anything that's flammable. The fireplace is quite old now, and it's worked for, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 years, and it works just fine now. I'm going to make it entirely white this winter, and so it'll look nicer, but it works just fine. I just can't tell you everything that there is to be told. There's, I think it's 6 fires going to all go into a chimney from here. The bake oven, the cook stove, back there is a water heater. That's 3. The fireplace is 4. Back there is another water heater, bucket a day they call that. And here's a Yankee stove they call it. So I think there's 6. And then there's going to be a 7th from down below, which will be that kiln that I mentioned already. All these nails and bolts and washers and nuts, they're going to go over in the shop side, but I have to get the shelves ready. This is like an island with 3 saws on it, which I can roll out. When I use it, I roll out into the middle, so I've got space around it, but then I roll it in. These two sinks are going to be for soaking iron in molasses and water mixed and or electrolysis. Underneath are pieces of fire brick, which I'll reassemble. All right, I'm going to stop and then go on over to the other side. Looks pretty rough, but it won't. I'm going to make it entirely white as well. This I intend to keep. Last year there was I called this the kettle place because I had kettles and I had a lot of fire in here and I boiled a lot of water. But that was not a good idea. I took the kidney off this furnace. I took the kidney off the back because I couldn't get it to draw. And so I've got to rebuild this and make that thimble up at this height. But I don't use mortar, and so that's no issue at all. It won't be hard to do to rebuild that. This will be a forge, and this year I expect to use it a lot actually for small stuff. Here's my anvil. We made a vise that's fast, it's strong and fast. Boy, that's a handy thing to have. All this time I didn't have a vise. I probably will keep that bandsaw down here. It was my grandfather's. A long story about that. The ping pong table given to us children by my grandfather. It's underneath all this. It went to New Hampshire, was used a lot, came back to the cherry tree house, was used a lot, and then I brought it here, and I have no doubt it'll be used again. That's the blackboard that I taught from my first year of Frank School when it was so cold down here. This glass will all go outside to a place that I showed you just a little bit ago. And I think probably, oh, here's a post vise that we need to mount. And I also have a sharpening, I have a rig for sharpening saws. A vise for sharpening saws. That little drill press is going out. This drill press will mount. And then I wanted to show you something else. Well, here is the grain. All I give them right now is a little bit of shell corn. This is for setting the teeth on a saw. I really like to sharpen saws, and I'll get myself a rig for doing that. All right, well, I guess that's enough for Shirley Keller. Oh, the ceiling is going to be white. I've got sheet metal, and I always build things so I can take them apart. But I want to have metal wherever there's fire. I not only don't like to have anything flammable near it, I also like to have metal or block near it as well. So as a matter of fact, this whole area is going to be extremely white, which it needs because of the issue of light. All right, I guess maybe I should stop now.